Hi, I'm Adam Lewandowski, Deputy Chief Scientist for UK Biobank. This course has been developed specifically for UK Biobank registered PIs to provide additional support and guidance for taking on this role and what you are expected to do. During this session, we'll guide you through your responsibilities as a UK Biobank PI, as well as reminding you of your role in project governance, things to consider for managing your research team, how to enable and manage usage of the UK Biobank Research Analysis Platform, or UKB RAP, and what to do if your project needs to be extended or reaches its endpoint. Additionally, we'll highlight where you and your team can get further support when working with UK Biobank data. JD is the PI for a multi-collaborator study working on a project assessing liver function in the over 60s. The project will analyze a number of different data types across 3 separate centers, meaning JD will have to manage both their own institutional research group and the other 2 teams involved. The other 2 teams each have an allocated PI, GH and BP, but overall responsibility for project governance and supporting still sits with JD. Their first job as PI is to make sure everyone who needs to be involved in the project has worked through the access checklist, including ensuring project and research applications have been submitted, all mandatory research training has been completed, and MTAs for each institution submitted. As JD is the project PI, they are responsible for the overall governance across all members of the project team. This governance role includes ensuring all individuals are approved researchers and are correctly assigned to the project, that MTAs have been completed by all institutions that require it, noting that if JD's collaborators worked at the same institute, only one MTA would be needed, and that everyone is fully aware of the data governance standards they need to work to once they have data access. They will also be responsible for overall project reporting, but more on that later. With the project team set up, approved, and ready to go, JD can now focus on getting their own team working on the data within the UKB RAP. Separate to their AMS account, they soon have their UKB RAP logins and can move ahead with setting up the UKB RAP billing and giving the research team access to budget. JD and their fellow PIs are ready to go. They agree which elements of the data they'll be focused on, and each group sets about dispensing the data they need. This process adds the data they want to analyze to their UKB RAP accounts, making sure it's within the tier originally applied and paid for, and remembering that the dispensing process is not necessarily instant, especially where large volumes of data are involved. The UKB RAP is managed by DNA Nexus on behalf of UK Biobank and provides a secure environment for the analysis of UK Biobank data. Analyzing data via the UKB RAP provides great benefits to research teams in streamlining data access and providing cost-effective resources for analysis through the variety of compute environments available. There are 3 main steps to ensuring your research team has access to the data through the UKB RAP. First, you'll need to create your account, which is separate from your AMS account, but the 2 are linked. As compute time for analysis on the UKB RAP is paid for on a use-by basis, you then need step 2 to set up a billing account. Once billing is arranged, PIs are then able to set up a series of wallets, which allow researchers to spend specific amounts of credit within the UKB RAP compute environment. All new users to UK Biobank get 40 AWS credits free to get them started, and support is available directly from DNA Nexus on how to arrange billing. Finally, you can then dispense the data you are interested in. This will then be available in your account on the UKB RAP. Here are some key things to remember when working with our data. Use the data showcase for choosing the characteristics of your dataset for dispensing. Check out the guidance for results retrieval from the UKB RAP and for code sharing practices when using code repositories. Though data is not downloadable, risks can arise due to, for instance, including identifiers to your code and forgetting to remove them when you share. We have guidance and tools available to support you with this. Check out the community portal for more information. The data are ready and the UKB RAP is all set up. But with limited experience of cloud environments, JD and the team want to make sure they are choosing the most appropriate compute instances for the job they need to do. Underpowered will take them too long, and overpowered wastes resources. We have a number of mechanisms in place for helping you manage your UKB wrap usage costs, including the ability to set limits on your wallets and billing accounts. To support PIs and researchers in managing their compute use, we have a cost calculator, which will guide you through your choice of compute instance and the costs associated with them. If you're new to cloud computing, we have a number of useful guidance documents on the portal, which will not only introduce you to the concepts, but will also guide you through how to make the most of the resource and the things you need to consider when making your selections. We've listed some of these considerations here, but you can also encourage your researchers to use a smaller powered instance, test their analysis on a small sample to begin, make sure their code and methods are as efficient as possible. 1 year into the project, and JD and their collaborators have generated an interesting set of insights and are all set to present their findings at an upcoming conference, alongside completion of their first annual report on activities. As part of their governance role, JD checks in with all of their collaborator team, making sure they are all aware of the reporting and checking for any team changes over the time. Part of your role as PI is to ensure that all project activity is reported back to UK Biobank. Annual reports will be sent to you automatically and will come alongside refresher courses that you and your research team, including collaborators, will need to complete. Refresher courses are important because they help us make sure you and your team are up to date with all the information you need, including any changes to data or processes which may have occurred over the year. For publications and conference presentations, we always ask that you tell us in advance before you publish or present, but don't forget to also add these into your annual reports. The annual reporting cycle is also a good time to check your research team details are fully up to date, removing any researchers who are no longer part of the team and ensuring new members are fully onboarded and approved. Once you reach or near your project end, there are 2 possible next steps: project completion and closure, or project extension. Project extensions of up to 36 months are possible, but you will need to provide a full justification for the extension along with payment of the appropriate fees. If your project is ending, there are 3 key steps you need to complete to fully close the project. These are submission of your final project report, the return of all generated results, and uploading of all publications generated during the project. The final step is to destroy any UK Biobank data or metadata related to the project which your research group and/or collaborators may be storing. Make sure you check all your data stores and code repositories. Please remember to let the access team know once you have completed all the required steps. Please remember that there is plenty of help and support available for you and your research team when working with us at UK Biobank. The community portal is the key resource, with numerous guides and support documents to help you, along with links to the teams you need to contact. The community forum will also enable you to link up with other researchers who will also help in answering your queries. UK Biobank also offers multiple training resources to help with you and your team's use of the UKB wrap. Our foundational training includes modules for different types of analyses and helpful guides. Our additional training includes the Git book, example code in the UKB GitHub, and links to external support for more specialized and in-depth questions.